All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. I mean, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go.
That's right. Welcome into Swing It and Ding It. This is Moose along with Mays and Matthews, and we are joined by our friend Tom Coyne, author, editor, traveler, golf course owner. I mean, maybe the busiest man in golf. Tom Coyne, welcome back. Architect, welcome back to Swing It and Ding It.
It is great to be back. That intro, that fires me up.
Let's go.
I'm fired
Not
up.
the Kelseys, but yeah.
I'm fired up to talk some golf, some books. It's exciting stuff. Thanks for having me back, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tom, we're friends here, right? We could be honest with each other.
We can be honest.
Did you buy this golf course so you could write a book?
Ooh, that's the big question.
Wow.
Right? Go right. Get right to the heart.
Get
of it.
right to it.
How quick into the process where you're like, wait a minute, this is I could see this on paper.
No, in fairness, very, very early on, I did not have any ambitions of I didn't have any bucket list anywhere saying I want to own a golf course someday or operate a course or any of those things. I went up to the Catskills to look at. I got a DM from a superintendent who said there's this 100-year-old 9-hole course that's going to probably be sold and close, and could you write about it, or do you know anyone who'd like to buy it or work on it or develop it or something? So I went originally looking at like this could be a magazine story for the Golfers Journal, and but I got talking to the superintendent, Sean Smith, and we really connected, and the owners offered me a chance to operate it for a year just to kick the tires and see if I liked it. And I did at the time. To get to your question, I had a book deal with no subject. The subject of the deal was golf book, and that was a little vague. So I was certainly looking for like, okay, what could be the next big project? But it never occurred to me that this could be it until I got there. And I thought, and then I came home and talked to my wife. I'm like, this could be like we bought a zoo, right? Like, what if we went and like tried to do something like this?
It was the first thing I thought of too.
Yeah, I was like, this would be crazy. And it was pretty crazy, and it continues to be crazy. It's a weird one for me because all the other stories were like travel stories. You get off the plane, you're like, story's over. But man, we're still selling hats and shirts and getting ready for the season.
Oh, the logo's great, man.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the first things we did when I got there. There was no logo, no merchandise. It was just like a place to play golf, and it was a handful of members that came on their own, owned their own golf carts, came and went as they pleased, and that was very cool. But it's like, well, this place is going under for that. It has no way to generate revenue, and so we're like, all right, I know one thing about how golf clubs make money: sweet logos.
Merch.
Merch.
Oh yeah.
That was a Philly connection. Lee Wybransky did that logo.
Really?
Yeah, he did. I've known Lee for forever, before he was doing golf, when he was doing like fine art and stuff. And so Lee is from Delco, went to Devon Prep, and is a great guy, and now does the posters for the major championships and the Ryder Cup and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he does logos and scorecards and yardage books. And so I'm like, Lee, I need a logo, man. And so he did the research, and he found out that we had in 1931, a plane took off our 8th fairway and flew to Denmark in the first transatlantic crossing to Denmark. And so he made the St. Andrews Cross with a golf club and a propeller. Cool. It's taken off. It's been great.
Amazing.
We love that. Yeah, I remember talking a little bit last time we had you on about that. Such a cool logo.
Yeah.
Moose briefly mentioned Kelsey. We know Harry's a big fan, but we have a quote: "I've been dating golf for a long time, and the relationship was starting to get more serious. Now we're making a long-term commitment." That was Jason upon joining ownership with you and Bill Murray. How's that relationship going?
It's been great. You couldn't have two busier partners doing other things.
Exactly. I'm sure they're there all the time, just
just hanging out,
making bunkers,
watering the grass.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I just hope that folks don't expect. I mean, we do have it. We have an event, like we had an event last year where all the owners did get together. Another one of our owners is wonderful Mike Madden,
right.
John Madden's son, great guy. and we got everyone together, and the members got to come and hang out and enjoy that. But yeah, on a daily basis, like Bill and Jason aren't hanging around mowing the fairways and stuff, but they've been amazing partners. They're just really, they like what we're doing. They like the idea of trying to keep a good community place going. There's a good story behind it that they believe in, and they've been super supportive. And the best kind of partners, because they're supportive, but they don't get too into the weeds and the details, right? Like Bill's not calling me for like a P&L statements or like what do we make last month? Like he's got other stuff to worry about. So that's a good deal. They kind of let us do our thing and run the show, and when they can get up there, they come up.
I mean, what do you got to do to get Kelsey to wear some logo stuff on one of his like daily TV appearances?
Well, I'll tell you what, he wore the logo when he played in the Truist Pro-Am. He wore the logo, which was very cool. He wore it when he played, he was wearing it recently at another golf event. So when he goes out like golfing,
when
he's playing, he's got some Sullivan County merch to wear. But he does have his own clothing line as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Underdog is great. And actually it's been a cool partnership, because now we have all this great Underdog stuff in the pro shop and online, and that's just selling like hotcakes. People love it. It's a little, it's not your typical golf stuff, so it's been really, really popular. So, I mean, that's been a cool thing that Team Kelsey brought to the table. It's been great.
Well, you talked about, when you did this thing, you were a guy that was consuming golf all your life, and now you're providing golf. Like, what's been the most rewarding aspect of providing golf through this venture for you?
Yeah, there's been some days, lots of ups and downs, dreams and nightmares come true, all that. But there have definitely been days where, like, there's a chapter in the book where we'd had like kind of a tough day, and but one of the members came out of the clubhouse like with his can of Bud, and he's just talking to himself, and I just heard him say that was a great day, and he was kind of a he was a hard member to please. I'll just say that. And so for him to say that, like that he had a great day, if you can give someone something like in life, right? Like a great day. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to cure you or anything like that. But if I can be a part of giving you a day that you wouldn't have otherwise, that you really enjoyed, that part is that's really cool. And then, of course, when you see kids up there and families and people with their dogs, you're just like, yes, like, all right, they're getting it. This is what we wanted it to be. And then the wild days when you see like there's a huge ultra-Orthodox population, ultra-Orthodox Jewish population in Sullivan County during the summer. And like when you look on the driving range and there's like a couple dudes in like religious robes, like trying to figure out golf, I'm like, yes, this place is for everybody. This is awesome. Like, you might think your place is cool, but is it that cool? Like, that's pretty sweet. So yeah, there's just those moments where you're like, yeah, I'm really glad we're doing this.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Well, I mentioned Traveler. Talk about Ireland and your connection and your ability to kind of tell that story and kind of relay your experience to your audience in a way that I think is really, really meaningful. Just talk about that personal connection you have to that place.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to play golf in Ireland since I was a teenager with, my dad. And if anyone's watching this, you can tell I'm probably of Irish descent, with the flaming red hair. And we'd go over and look for tombstones and play golf and stuff like that. And so I was always I always loved, that's where I fell in love with links golf, and I felt very comfortable there for whatever reasons. I mean, I'm from Philly. I don't try to play like the I'm Irish thing, but that is where my DNA or whatever comes from, and it's somewhere where I felt very, very comfortable. So when I did, a course called Ireland, and that was a book that I did. I walked the coast of the country for 4 months and played every links course that got in my way, and because I was doing it on foot, I had to stop in all these places where like a tourist wouldn't stop, or like, I wasn't on a bus where I'd go to the next big town or something. So I think I got to know it pretty intimately, and all these little nooks and crannies and corners that were kind of off the beaten track and certainly off the tourist path. And that that was cool. That I think lent something special to the book. But what's happened since the book is the really like crazy thing that the book did better than any of us thought that it would, and people still buy it and use it as like their guide when they're doing golf trips around Ireland. So I'm like, in every pro shop, I'm bumping into somebody who's like, hey, we're here because we read about in your book, or our book's in the car, or come on the bus and meet all these dudes. And then the clubs appreciate that. So when you show up, like I've been given, gosh, it's crazy. I've been given all like a bunch of honorary memberships at these wonderful places. And like, and I just wanted to write a book that someone other than my mother would read. And, and all these other things happen. Like it goes off and has a life of its own. And it like has a positive impact in other people's lives or in a golf club's bottom line. Like that blows me away still.
Yeah.
Tom, love the storytelling aspect. So I need to bring this up from a course called Home. There's a story from a road trip to a hoopie that I'd like you to share for our listeners. The one where you're in that loaner BMW and 5 cameras around recording. Take us back to that.
Oh yeah. Is this when I got pulled over?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? We're so yeah, I was going so I'd taken some trips with Bill around. Like Bill spends a lot of time in Charleston, and we'd done some trips to like Ohoopee, Chichesi, Old Barnwell, or in that or whatever. Like so much awesome golf down there. And yeah, we were on our way back from Ohoopee, I believe. And yeah, I was on one of those like country like state roads where the speed limit goes from 55 to 25 without really anybody telling you. And so I'm just cruising along, and we're in this BMW because we're doing a piece for the Golfers Journal, like Bill and I's crazy road trip. And so we've got 5 cameras in the car, pointed at us from all directions. BMW is one of our partners at the Golfers Journal, so they gave us this beautiful car, and it's fast. And we were like cruising along, and we're talking about something. We were like deep in conversation on something, and the lights go off behind me. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, no, we're gonna get some sort of ticket for just for the cameras, Right. But a very nice. I'm driving. Bill's in the passenger seat, and a very nice policewoman, comes to the window. Do you know what happened? I was like, oh, the speed change. I didn't realize I'd come into a town, etc. And the speed limit had changed, but immediately Bill like jumped in, complimented her glasses, and she had these. And then she was so excited about that because these were these glasses that you could switch out the frames on them, like pop this thing off. So she had her Christmas ones on. And it was almost Christmas time. So she was like kind of showing those off and was pretty psyched about those. And then Bill was like, hey, can I take the ticket? Because I was distracting him. It wasn't his fault, etc. And she's like, nah, I can't. It's not really how it works. It's like, but we were talking about, I know. But then, it somehow turned to Bill had just had another grandchild. And so the subject turned to that, as it does at all traffic stops.
Yeah.
Starts talking about your grandkids.
Sure. Getting out pictures.
Next thing I know, she's showing pictures on her phone of her kids, babies, and he's showing pictures, and they're best friends. And I'm not sure what's going on. Right? Well, no, I'm just still confused. So I'm just standing there silently thinking I'm, like, I don't know where the registration of this thing is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right. Like someone gave us this car yesterday. I couldn't produce any insurance or registration.
Wow.
And I'm just like, and at one point I just kind of look over to her. I'm like, you know who he is, right? And she nodded, and I'm like, all right, we're good. I think we're gonna make it.
Because I'd be thinking like, man, I hope we're getting pulled over by a middle-aged man, right? Like, because the chances would be better, right?
Right.
I know. I wasn't. Through the conversation, I didn't know if these were just like two people having a great conversation, or if she kind of really got the real subtext here. So she was cool with that, and we got. They took some pictures together, and
oh no way.
Yeah, and she sent us on her way. I'm like, man,
incredible.
That's good stuff.
That is good. What a
is.
story.
Yeah. Well, how did the CBS Sunday Morning thing come about? I mean, that's a
That was
big
great.
deal, man. That's a
Yeah.
magazine show that has existed. I'm recalling that back in when I was a kid in the '70s, starting with Charles Kuralt going,
Yeah.
across America in a motorhome in the '70s. And that's a staple TV show. That's a big deal for you.
I know, man. Jane Pauley, that's no
Yeah,
joke. No offense
right.
to y'all, but Jane Pauley,
Yeah.
when you get Jane Pauley introducing you, it's quite something. No, that was so cool. And I don't even recall how it exactly happened. There's a wonderful producer there who had read the books and reached out at one point and just about golf and life and whatnot. And we kept in touch, and he heard what I was up to at Sullivan County. And pretty early on, he said, well, can I just come? I'm going to be in, he lives in LA. I want to be in New York. Can I just come take a peek? And so he came with his own camera and grabbed some footage of like the before that's in the segment, like the nastiness. And then he's like, yeah, I think this, this could be something. He got it, approved by CBS News. And then Lee Cowan is, shows up with a whole full proper crew on another time. And then we got together another time when I was in Pebble Beach. So they did such a nice job with it. I mean, we visited and they filmed 3 or 4 times. They shot the town. They interviewed a bunch more people that didn't even make it into the segment. So it was like, I knew it was going to be a big deal, but I didn't realize quite, how big of a deal it was going to be, because that afternoon, and thank God we'd prepared like our new online pro shop. And it had just opened the day before.
Oh, wow.
It exploded.
Good.
I mean, we sold memberships to people from all over around the world, and all your listeners can be members of Sullivan County Golf Club for $500.
That's right.
That's
We
our
talked
total,
about it. We're going
total
to
price.
be your members.
Let's
soon,
go.
for
We're going to do one. Yeah.
Be a
absolutely.
member. Yeah, we'll get you a corporate membership for Swing It and Ding It.
Yeah.
And
please.
be a member of a Met Section Golf Club. How
Yeah.
cool. So all these
Oh,
people
yeah.
joined. They bought up every hat, every shirt. We just did tons and tons of business, and it, like, for an operation like ours, like, that really makes our year.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
So it was cool. I mean, it was big for the book. The book jumped to like #1 on Amazon and in golf and all that stuff, which was incredibly great. But you're just excited for Sullivan County Golf Club that, like, all right, we're going to have, I think this is going to be a good year. And,
Yeah.
in large part to that show.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Well, speaking of Amazon, if you could see, I just placed my order.
Outstanding.
See it, but
There you go.
I leave for Casa de Campo next Sunday, and I need a hardcover book when I fly. I have to have a book with me. I have other things to watch and all, but I need a book.
You're gonna tear right through it. Don't, if it puts you to sleep, don't tell me.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
I slept
But,
so well on that flight thanks to your book.
of
But,
course, called Home: Adventures
Yeah.
of an Accidental Golf Course Owner. Tremendous
here it
title,
is.
too.
Woo.
There it is. There you go, right there.
Moose bought the book so he could drop that he's going to Casa de Campo again.
I saw how that worked.
yeah.
Can you hold that up again for us? Hold the book up for us. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So speaking of home, Tom,
Yeah.
next
Yes.
week,
Nice segue.
PGA champion. Thank
Yeah,
you,
how
man.
about that?
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Speaking of home, it's
PGA
very far from Casa de
Championship.
Campo.
It is. Yeah, Casa de Campo is like a second home. Aronimink, the PGA
Yeah.
Championship. Talk about just Aronimink himself. What your thoughts are when people probably ask you, I'm sure, like, hey, what can we expect? What is Aronimink like?
Yeah.
What do you say?
It's exciting, man. I selfishly very excited just to have a home game. I don't really cover the tour, but I do go to the majors if I can, and I definitely go if they're 5 minutes from my house. I live in like Devon, Berwyn areas, so very, very close. That's incredibly exciting. But yeah, a lot of people, like, I was at media day yesterday for the U.S. Open, and a lot of people were asking, a lot of the writers want to know about Aronimink or the Philly golf scene. Like, people were asking, like,
Yeah.
how does Aronimink fit into the Philly golf scene, and all that. And I would tell them, like, first, the Philly golf scene is absolutely packed. And there are so many courses that when all these writers or, influencers or whoever was there, when they come to, I hate that word, by the way, but, or what do we call them now? Creators.
Yes.
Mhm.
When they
Content
come,
creators.
when they come to Philly, there are going to be so many places that they've never heard of that they would say, like, this is the best golf course. If you put it where I live, this would be the best golf course. You know, like the rolling greens, the manufacturers, the Huntington Valleys, like so great, right? So we're spoiled for choice in Philly. So trying to like fit Aronimink into that scene, like, because then you have the Pine Valley and the Marion kind of strata, right? So is it like, is it Pine Valley, Marion, and Aronimink together? I always kind of think of Aronimink as like a members, like the top of like the members club food chain in Philadelphia, right?
Totally agree with that. Yeah.
You know, it's not Pine Valley's in its own universe.
Yep.
Marion's kind of, because of its history and its quality, that's kind of its own universe too. You put it over there, and then, but when you know, and the rest, you look at all these wonderful member clubs.
Cricket, right? Yep.
Right. That you have. Aronimink kind of sits probably at the top of that list. You could certainly make an argument for cricket. You could make an argument for other places too. But Aronimink's great. And really after the restoration, I grew up at Rolling Green, and we would play our junior golf against, so our league was Aronimink, Waynesboro, Lanark, Rolling Green, and Springhaven, and St. David's, right?
Wow.
So we would go around, like 12-year-old kids play these 9-hole matches. When you're 12 years old and you go to play Aronimink, you're just like, this place never ends. Like you're just like, it's just so long. And like, so when I was younger, I'm like, I don't want to play Aronimink. I want to go back to St. David's. It's like, you know,
it's Donald Ross too. I mean, it's not,
right.
Yeah. Hey.
So you're like spoiled, and you're like, no, it's too hard. It's too long. And I guess there probably was a time when the holes might have felt a little, some of the long fours might have felt a little indistinguishable if you didn't play there a lot. Yeah. But I think when Gil came in, restored the bunkering, like holes got so much more interesting. The 11th hole got so much better. Like there's so many holes where you're like, I didn't even really notice or remember this hole the last 3 times I played here. Yeah. And now I remember every hole. And so I think they did an awesome, just phenomenal job. How it's going to go, like, I don't know, man. I really hope it's not soft. I haven't looked at the forecast for next week. But if it's a soft golf course, these guys are probably going to go pretty low, I would imagine. But if it's firm on those greens, and the rough's up and nasty, and you got to put your ball in the right place, and it's going to be interesting. I don't think, the Pro Tour, they've been there for the BMW, and they didn't bring it to its knees, which is cool to see, because I think of Aronimink as being, because it's a real, I don't know, I think of it as being this big ballpark and a long golf course. By their standards, it's not long,
right?
So there won't be that many holes where they have to hit, they'll hit driver on 1, 10, but there's a lot of holes where they're just going to be kind of positioning it and trying to find the best place on the greens. I'm just excited because it's awesome and I think that's one of the reasons we love the Masters so much. It's when you're watching pro golfers play golf holes that we know the
Did
Masters.
You see Keegan by any chance? Did you happen to see him on the Smiley Kaufman show going through hole by hole with Aronimink?
No,
it was fascinating. If you get a chance, look it up. I'm sure they have it clipped.
Yeah,
they did front 9, then they did back 9, and they were doing a flyover. And Keegan, like I'm assuming he's been out there more recently for practice, maybe. But if not, if he was recalling that from 2018 when he won the BMW, it's
I wouldn't be
incredible
surprised.
Because
he probably
was like knew where every bunker was, where to hit it. It was so cool to hear him break it down. Like I was fascinated listening to that. Yeah, very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's like, we know Augusta because we see it every year. I don't know Augusta because I play it that much, but Aronimink, no, that's not why we all know it. But
did I tell you I'm going to Casa de Campo?
And it's just like teaching the dog hanging out there. Yeah.
Die for,
but when you, having gone around Aronimink a few times now, and now to see how they're going to, I can't wait to see where they hit it from. I can't wait to see what they do on the greens. And I have to imagine the greens are going to be pretty spicy, like pretty fast. I mean, that's a real defense there. So it's going to be fun. And, there's lots of stuff at night. There's parties, there's brands, there's all that. Like,
We'll be at Jeffersonville on Tuesday for the Gap Media Day.
I will
event,
too.
which-
I will be there.
Cool. That's
Oh,
awesome.
great.
perfect.
That's
It's gonna be
exciting.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's
Very
a
cool.
great spot too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so great.
Tom,
Yeah.
with your experience at Aronimink and watching, when the pros came here with Tiger's event and with the BMW, and even the seniors were here a long time ago, back in I think 2003 for the senior PGA.
The ladies came a couple years ago.
That's right. They do
Yeah.
different things with these setups when these majors come. What do you think they do differently, maybe from the Tiger event and the BMW? And do you think this golf course favors a certain type of player or not?
I think, in talking to, Jeff Kitty, we did a panel last week with some of the folks from the PGA and, talking to them about what was changed there. Like not a lot. They pushed a few tees back to add some distance, but, again, there's not a ton of space to do that much. So they didn't really go too deep on trying to make this, an 8,000-yard golf course. It's just not what it is. So I don't think there's a ton of change in terms of length. One thing that I noticed that was pretty cool, the 10th tee, they moved all the way back to the first tee. So I saw that. I saw two tees
Wow.
when I was there that night on the first tee. I'm like, and one's pointing one direction, one's pointing the other.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, whoa, they're going to play 10 from all the way back here.
Wow.
That was kind of cool. That'll be fun. What a great spot that'll be to be hanging out on that tee
Yeah.
box. You get to see guys going right and guys going straight,
Oh,
It'll be wild. So it's some stuff like that. But I think there's a couple holes out there that I could see them moving up a little bit to see if guys, I don't know, is it 6 or 7, to see like some of the holes there actually get harder when they're shorter. There's just more problems and it gets more narrow. So it'll be interesting to see if they play around with that. The par threes there, the greens are very, very challenging. Number 8 is a monster. So I think that's going to be really interesting to watch, to see how they navigate the par threes, but they're so good, man. I mean, I don't think you need to be a bomber next week. I of course, it never hurts anybody. But I think for the most part, they'll be reaching the par fives if they choose to. I mean, it'll be tight around the greens, so who knows? But so I mean, it's going to be. I would say it's someone. Short game putting. It sounds obvious to say that, but it's going to be. It's going to be
at the odds.
Maybe
right
Jordan
now.
Spieth gets the Grand Slam.
I like Jordan Spieth there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
that
looking
would
at
be
the
spicy.
Betparx odds right now. You got Scotty at plus 350, Rory at plus 650. Then it goes Bryson, Cam Young, John Rahm, Tommy Fleetwood. I'm trying to see if there's any surprises. You got JT at 2,500, Justin Rose, but Spieth, there's some value there for sure.
Yeah.
He's down the board. I'm curious.
That could be a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a stat on him the other day. I was trying to pull it up, but he's sneaky, been finishing all right.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Keegan top 10ing this place with his love for it and knowledge of it.
Yeah.
I think that's that's a good bet. Keegan totally top 10ing the PGA. It's such a Keegan thing to be doing. Yeah.
But nonetheless, amazing that pro golf is in Philly. We love it, seeing the Truist and now PGA Championship.
So great.
So we've talked to you before, repeat guest on the show, which we love. Thank you. I'm going to refresh you with the question again in case it changed or in case you have anything to add. Best Philadelphia course you've ever played and why?
Ooh, I don't remember what I said last time. So that makes it, let's see. Where do I want to get invited back to? And where am I not afraid of not getting invited back?
And you could answer in a way where maybe one is, best for this,
1A,
one is emotional best, one is, you could take this wherever you want to go.
Yeah, I think if you're going
Write a book on it.
you really could. That's a good idea. Course called Philadelphia. Here we go. I think, hole for hole, and it's obnoxious. I was on another podcast where the question, what's the best course in America? And I had made the case for Shinnecock. And I caught all this heat because people were like, well, nobody can play it. And I was like, well, the question wasn't accessible golf courses.
Yeah.
What's the best golf course? So in Philadelphia, not an accessible place, but if you're going hole for hole, Pine Valley is king of the hill for a reason. The variety of shots, the variety of holes, every hole is its own storybook. You don't see anything else. You're just living in this little universe and bubble that you're looking at this extraordinary golf hole that's probably like nothing you've ever seen before. That's awesome. And then, Marion close behind. I know this is very chalky of me. But Marion's close behind. It's a different experience because Marion now, you see the scope, you see the whole place when you're playing it. And it has like that I like that feeling too. Like that sense of scope and excitement about the holes ahead and all that. And it's just fun. Like you hit a lot of fun shots. There's some really quirky, fun, cool golf holes there. So yeah, I've got to give it to the reigning champ.
Can't go wrong there.
Pine Valley, but I will. But if you're saying like what course like would I want to be at every day and play, it'd be Rolling Green.
Yeah.
And that's
probably
not just
the most mentioned golf course on this podcast.
Yeah, and it's not just the sentiment of like I grew up there. It's just that it just has great golf holes. It beats you up just enough, but not too much, and it's just the perfect course for like, man, I want another shot at that place. So yeah, it's a good one.
One last thing, and then we'll let you get out of here. We appreciate your time. What are your thoughts on Cobb's Creek? What's your excitement level? What do you think that's going to do to the Philly golf scene?
Excitement level is off the charts. I got to go to I went to the ribbon cutting a couple weeks ago for the Lincoln Financial Center, and man, like growing up in Philly, you kind of have this attitude like, we don't get to have nice things, and that's okay. And then I go to Cobb's Creek, and I'm like, we have nice things now.
Yeah.
Like, what's this about? They nailed it. I mean, just it's so, what a practice facility, and that it's truly public is wild.
Yes.
The short course looks great. So everything they've done so far is an absolute home run. I know they have a little bit of a ways to go on the full course, but I think the impact there could be massive, right? And of course, people have been talking about, when are we going to get a PGA Tour? When are we going to get on, a regular tour stop? And that, I think that hopefully will be that place. It's got a great story to it. It's got great history. It's our Bethpage kind of thing. And obviously Bethpage has been tremendously popular for big events. So I know that's at the front of their minds or the back of their minds, that there'll be big golf there, and that'll be the spot. And can you imagine, like, that'd be so great. and growing up there and sneaking onto the third, growing up in Delaware County and sneaking onto the third hole so many times, because it's funny, like we'd all played Cobbs and nobody ever knew what the first and second holes looked like. The third tee thought it was across the street.
That's awesome.
And now to see what it's become, it's like, man, it's good things happening, big things happening.
Good things happen in Philadelphia. Well, Tom, we really appreciate the time. We are making a promise that we will be to Sullivan County. What did we say? Because we go to the NEPA event for Danielle and Brandon in Scranton. Is there some sort of like, is it kind of close enough to Scranton that we?
It's very close to Scranton. Yeah. I mean, we're just on we're in the lower Catskills, so we're just over the border. Once you get through the Poconos and cross into New York, it's just up a little bit. So yeah, come see us, man.
All right.
It's near where they had
end of
it's
September.
near where they had Woodstock, and so Harry knows the way.
Sure,
Yeah.
I do.
It'd be cool. We'll come do a show. We'll come do a show from
He was
there.
there.
We'll hang out.
Yeah. Make sure you got the pro shop stocked. We're going to need some merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pro shop will be stocked.
SullivanCountyGolf.com, right? Yeah.
SullivanCountyGolf.com. Don't forget to pick up this, everybody. Woo!
Oh yeah, pick it up.
Yeah.
Everyone that comes if you come to Sullivan County with your book, you don't get anything, but you do get a pat. you get a pat on the back.
And Tom, where can people purchase your new book? Amazon, is that correct?
You can get them anywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, your local independent bookseller, wherever you get your books.
Beautiful.
Terrific.
Thank you, Tom. We will see
you
you on Tuesday at Jeffersonville. That's exciting.
Yeah.
See you there, guys.
Thank you for your time. Let's take a quick break and we will be right back. All right, welcome back to Swing and Ding It. Always great to connect with our friend Tom Coyne, one of the best in the golf universe, right?
Yeah.
Does it all. Philly person, so you always get that perspective when he's talking about anything. And check out his new book, A Course Called Home: Adventures of an Accidental Golf Course Owner.
Yeah.
What a story, man. What a story. We got to get up there and check it out.
Friend and business partner with Bill Murray. How cool.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And Harry, you've been hanging with Tom for a long time.
Long time. Yeah, I've known him since his first book came out, and we had him on the show, and then I came out to a signing event at a bar in Fairmount. It was a pretty cool event. We just became friends and stayed in touch ever since. And he's a great guy in the golf space, just a great person. You know,
Nice lad.
Forget about
Nice
the
lad.
golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stick too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Cadillac Championship, Cam Young goes wire to wire. He's got people pausing in their backswing all over the country right now. I was playing with a fella on Sunday who was so should I try this? Should I pause in the backswing?
Oh yeah.
But takes on Doral, takes on Scotty Scheffler, and man, I mean when he's on, he is fun to watch.
Oh,
really
yeah.
is.
Yeah, he is. I mean, his third win on tour now. Moose and Danielle won the Wyndham late last year. He had all those runner-up finishes when he first came on the scene in some big events. And then he won the Players this year. And it's sort of, I think that kind of freed him up to know that he can beat all the best players. And, he did it with that 375-yard drive on the 18th hole. He just put the hammer down. And it was like, it was when, Fitz was right on his heels, and he's playing great golf this year. So he takes down Scotty. He took down everybody except Rory wasn't in the tournament this week, and we get all that. But man, Scotty runner up 6 shots back. He beat Scotty Scheffler by 6 shots.
Wow.
And I love people saying, "Oh, if Scotty's off, something's wrong with him." He's still playing great golf.
Cameron's
he just got
on.
beat by a guy who's just playing great golf. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he closed with a 4 under 68, including a penalty shot that he called on himself on the second hole, and he still made par on the hole. How about that?
I didn't see the ball move though. Like
I know, I don't get that. But how do you?
As I'm looking
par?
up and watching the Sixers Knicks and watching people flop all over the court trying to get penalties, and here's a guy who calls a penalty on himself, and he would have done that if it was a 1-stroke lead.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It wouldn't have mattered. So
yeah, I mean, 19
Brandon did that
under
once in
par.
Argentina. I'm like, what do you? He's like, I have to call a stroke or a penalty on myself. I'm like, why? He's like, the ball moved in the bunker. I'm like, but you didn't touch it. He's like,
Nobody
I have
saw
to. And I'm like, I put him in like first place to like 7th place. And I'm like, that's wild. And then, I was a little naive to the game then, but.
It is wild, man. I mean, 19 under par on that golf course. I mean, totally dominant, total command of his game. He busted out of the gate with a 64 on Thursday. Like you said, wire to wire moves. He had 5 bogeys all week on that golf course where there's water landmines everywhere and bunkers everywhere. 3 under on the par 3s and only 3 under on the par 5s. Now think about this guy with his length. Now I know there's some really ultra long par 5s there, but still, he only was 3 under, so he dominated the par 4s on this golf course. Yeah. So it's terrific performance.
It was good to see our friend Ben Griffin pop back up. He's been a little bit off, but he gets a 3rd place behind Scotty at number 2. And how about Alex Fitzpatrick, top 10s, gets a T9. That was awesome to see. I was happy for the young fella.
Yeah. Didn't he hit driver off the deck too?
He did. Well, did you see Scotty's driver off the deck?
Yeah.
I think he hit it like 280 something onto the green. Just ridiculous.
On average, right?
Ridiculous.
And that wasn't mini driver off the deck. Those are like the
legit.
Big dogs.
Yeah. You also had Ricky Fowler with a T9. He's been hanging around a lot this year too.
Yeah.
Sepp Straka was up in the mix with a T4. What did you think about? They kept making a big deal, obviously, because if it's anything having to do with Trump, about crowd size. They kept showing like.
Well, I saw
crowds
that.
just weren't there.
It was amazingly low. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like Danielle, maybe you can shed some light on this, but like, is it hard to get to? Was there other stuff going on in Miami that week?
There's always stuff going on.
It wasn't F1.
Was the F1?
I think F1 was right there in Miami, so that was huge. But yes, Harry, it is, because I thought about it when I saw those crowd sizes. I was like, I should probably just go down. But
the Phillies were down there that weekend.
Yeah, it
They-
is
one probably
horrible.
should-
Like we
yeah.
did a little trip to Miami a couple weeks ago, and we were about to drive, and Brandon's like, "We're taking the Bright Line because Miami from Jupiter, like Gardens, this
Bright
area,
Line's great now, right?
takes-
They-
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
you
train.
can
Yeah.
jump on it straight down, have cocktails on it, you got Wi-Fi, every
Yeah,
food,
I
whatever
heard
you
it's
want.
awesome.
Drops you off at Miami. But even then, from Miami, if you're going Bright Line, it could still, depending on traffic. Like
Hmm.
I've gone maybe less than 2 miles in 2 hours before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a deterrent in Miami.
Mm.
But yeah, I think F1, Marlins, Phillies, if
It,
you
it
will,
seemed like a
everything else in town.
post-COVID event to me. Like there was no sound, from the crowds. I mean, it was crazy.
It was
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like, because when I saw at first when it came on my X feed, I was like, what? Does Liv have an event? And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is Doral. And I was looking at
Liv
it. And I
had more
literally,
people there, I think.
I
than
know, which was
last year.
surprising. But I
Yeah.
think just because of F1 and everything else going on, that's the only thing that I can
Mm.
gather. It's also, we've hit an extreme high. I mean, a little cooler today with some rain, but it's been like 90 now, and it's not ideal to be hanging outside
Wow.
unless you're on a boat or in a pool.
I played golf in 90-degree weather all last week. I couldn't get
Woof.
enough of it.
Oh, you love it.
Oh, it's
Love it,
terrific.
Harry.
I eat the heat.
Well, let's
You
talk
kidding me?
about our golf then. If let's get right into it. How are you starting to? You were at your Florida course?
Yeah, I was in Florida. Until,
obviously, if it was. So you're starting to get that place. You're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, starting to figure it
Know
out.
the lay of the
you know,
land.
Getting some guys to play with and getting to know some people. Had a blast. And Friday was the last round I played there. We came home on Saturday, and I shot 83, and with 6 straight pars to finish.
Let's go.
Okay.
Started the back 9 off bogey, and then just went on a par run, and that was pretty good for me. So, yeah, been
And what do you
good.
got coming up?
We got a lot coming up. I got a Bluebell on Friday. I got 1912 Club early Saturday morning, then a clinic at Lulu at 2:00 on Saturday afternoon, then an early one on 1912 on Sunday. Then Monday, I'm in the Gap Play Day at Woodside up in the Lehigh Valley. I've never been there before, but it looks beautiful on their
To be
website.
Harry Mays. Man.
I was
And
gonna
then
say.
Jeffersonville with you guys on Tuesday.
Danielle, are you in for Jeffersonville on Tuesday?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. I wasn't sure if you were definitely going to be there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we
I
got
actually,
the spring member at 1912 the next weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just
My
got
calendar
off the
doesn't look like
course.
Harry's.
No. Yeah. I just played in men's league. My first ever go at men's league
Oh,
at
yeah?
Legacy Club. It didn't go so well for your boy, but
No?
it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get a little better.
Did you
yeah, I
pause
did-
at the top? You weren't pausing at the
I
top.
wasn't paused. Maybe I should have paused because I had a couple OBs. I was all over the place. It was not good. But I did get out on Sunday. Got out with our friend Britton Covey, Philadelphia
Oh,
Eagle,
yeah.
former
Wide
guest on the
receiver.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punt returner.
Where'd you
what
guys
a-
play?
We played it at Legacy
Legacy.
Club.
Oh,
and
nice.
My buddy Mike Weiner. Britton's such a nice guy, man. He may be one of the nicest human beings I've ever come across. He's like saintly.
What's he doing now? Like,
So he's in training camp with the Eagles, trying to make the team
Oh, okay.
again. It's interesting because he went to the Rams for like part of the last season, and he says this offense is definitely McVay like for sure with Sean Mannion. But what a great swing he has. He grew up playing in Utah with the Phenals, so he loves the game of golf. He has a golf event coming up, so that
he
was
went
fun.
to BYU, didn't he?
Was he BYU or Utah? I forget which one he
Yeah.
was. One of the
One
the
of them
schools there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I actually snuck out after work to Bala and I played like 6
Awesome.
holes real quick and let traffic die down. I mean, Bala is in
Better
great
than sitting in
condition.
your car. Yeah, that's awesome.
Great
Yeah.
condition. I mean, I put some
Yeah.
I put some pictures up on our Instagram.
I saw him.
Yeah, man. It was
So when
it
you
was
play
nice.
6 holes there, like what's the deal? Where
What's
do you
a
go?
loop?
Do you go?
Yeah.
Well,
What-
the way
yeah.
it kind of was, if I could just pick, I would go out and play 3, 4, so 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe, and then
6
come
is a
down
little par
18,
3. Okay, yeah.
come down 18, and then play 1, 2, and then skip over to like, is that 5 or 6? There's like a funny little like mix in the middle, but obviously the course has to be empty to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's a minute from the office, and
Right.
I got a little wink that I could just go, if I have my bag, I can go out first light.
Mm.
And as soon as they open at 8, grab a quick shower and head to the office. So I'm looking forward to that this summer for
Awesome.
sure.
Very cool.
Our,
That's
our
awesome.
buddy and friend of the show, Chris Hansen, will be back there in a matter
Best.
of maybe 10
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
be back. He's gonna be
Yeah.
back soon. Danielle, where are we at? Are the lessons starting back up? What's going on?
Yeah, I gotta get a hold of Mike, but I definitely am gonna find some time this week, so I'm not all over the place when I meet up with you guys on Tuesday. It sounds like I might need to bring a snowsuit as well. You said the weather's not amazing.
It might be in the low
It'll be
60s. It'll be
fine.
okay.
Low 60s.
Oh God, it is not. I'm looking at it right now. It's saying Tuesday is yeah. There's definitely some rain next week.
But
Hopefully we'll
I
miss
did see that
but-
you said we're gonna play 9 and cocktail, so one of those two will warm us up. So.
Yeah.
Aronimic's going to be soft. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
going to get rain.
Yeah,
Around
but
this
look,
time of year. I mean, remember what happened at Truist last year, which was this week with the rain they got?
They're going to start their days in the mid 40s next
Mhm.
weekend at that
Yeah.
tournament.
Moose, Danielle, I teed off in 90 degrees on Friday afternoon. Sunday morning was 44 when I teed off. 44.
You guys, what are you doing?
Danielle would have been like, I mean, what would you have done in 44-degree weather?
What was it at our outing? I couldn't even handle that.
Oh, yeah, that was like 60 and windy. Yeah. Well, let's warm up with some tea. How about
All
that?
right.
Oh, you guys, I have so much tea. I was like, I don't even
Let's
know
go.
what to do here. Like, can we just like get rid of half of this? Should I prioritize? I mean, what do we do?
Give us
With
the
all
top.
this live stuff going on, let's
Yeah.
just get right there.
Yeah.
So we know Dustin Johnson was awarded a special invitation into next PGA Championship. Now, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Is it like
It's a 2-time winner of the PGA Championship. Come on.
Yeah.
You got a problem with it? Win
20
the PGA
times on the
Championship.
PGA Tour? Like,
Yeah, he's won over 20 times. He's got 2 majors in his bag, in his back pocket. The US,
And the product's
US
good
Open
when-
and the Masters. Bring him in there. Yeah,
right?
I love it.
People love him.
Yeah.
They still love him.
They love his
His
wife,
game
too.
is like half
They
of
love
what
Paulina.
it was, but they love him.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, we did see Brooks sat on site at the last 2 events as a first alternate and didn't get in.
Right.
He is in the field at Myrtle this week, but he was in a presser saying he understands that there's a price to pay. And his answer to everything he said is just play better. But I like that he understands. It feels like a different Brooks, not this cocky guy. Like he
Kind
seems
of a humble Brooks, if you will.
for sure, right? Don't you get that sense? So
Yeah.
I liked listening to him. I like seeing the memes of him sitting around, just like, okay, am I getting in or not?
Yeah.
It's like one of those guys after you finish like US Open qualifying, waiting around to see if you have to go into a playoff or something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, US Open qualifying is now underway. It started April 20th. It runs through May 13th, 109 sites across the US and Canada. But there's 2 in the Philly area that we can say. One already happened. So Chris Crawford, Michael
Friend of the
Grabois.
show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. In Salem. Michael's on KFT. Dao Zhao, rising sophomore at Swarthmore College.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick McRae from Kennett Square and David Hurley from Aronimink. And then John Curran survived a 8-for-1 playoff for that last spot.
Oh
Can
my
you
God.
imagine that? I've been on site at the US Open qualifiers where there's, 5-for-1 and it's like, you just go back, play it again until one's out, go back, play it again. Like
Oh my God.
it's fun. And that's why, I know this isn't, but they dub it the longest day in golf, which is
So
June
cool.
8th. So coming up,
Yeah.
but really cool to kind of watch the people that get through first stage. Already a couple people, first alternate Patrick Sheehan, who's been on the show as
Friend
well.
of the show.
Yep. So pretty cool just to be watching and rooting for some of these guys
Yeah.
along the way.
Very cool. Not to redirect, but to go back to Brooks Koepka. You think about what he's been doing with these Monday cues, but alternates, being an alternate.
First
and alternate. Guy's got 5 majors in the bank, right? He's got a bank account as as high as the eye could see, courtesy of PGA Tour and Live, whatever it is. And he's still out. He's out there grinding to try to get a spot. And yet people have questioned that guy's motivation for basically as long as he's been on the tour. He doesn't care. He does, all this kind of stuff. He only cares about majors. Well, maybe he did, but he cares about being a part of the PGA Tour, and that's why he's doing this, to fight to get back in here and to get into these elevated signature events. He's doing the right thing, and I think it's freaking awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, it's great to watch, you know, and it's also, these guys are competitors. They've been athletes their entire life, and it's not like they graduated college and played beer league softball. These guys have been playing, you know, competitively for how long? And now you see guys like this that are on live where it's like, boom, just, you know, the rug's put out from underneath you. Now what do? I think Brooks had some insider information where he got out early and knew what was going on. Unlike Bryson, when he heard that the PIF is pulling live funding, quote, there's no way, that's freaking impossible. Considering what I heard a couple months earlier, I thought there was a plan through 2032. It was a flip of the switch. So lots of drama going on with Bryson. Do you guys think
brought up his YouTube channel, right, Harry? Like we knew he would, which I think is a leverage play too.
It is
like,
leverage.
Like you want me, you're going to pay for me. You're going to,
And you know, Bryson's a special guy, but you know what? The tour doesn't need him.
They don't need him. I'd like to have him. They'd like to have him, but they don't need him.
They
really don't.
Yeah.
You know.
But John Rahm announced ahead of Live Virginia that he and the DP World Tour have struck a deal. Both sides making concessions.
Yeah, like I said, would happen.
Yep. Yes. And that deal here will see him on the tour and remain eligible for the Ryder Cup.
Well, good.
So
yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, he's gonna end up playing in the Spanish Open and a couple of these DP World Tour events in the fall. That he likes, you know, to play, but he probably won't play as many as they were originally requiring him to play, but he'll play a bunch of them, and then he'll pay some of his fine and not all of it. And that's what I figured this would end up being. I was hoping it would happen like this, because he should be available for as many tournaments as possible. Yeah, and the Ryder Cup. I mean, you know, I want to see him play. Yeah, I want to see him get back to being John Rahm.
Yeah,
you know, because he's not John Rahm right now. No, he's not.
Yeah. Well, Rory called out on why skipping certain events. And he's like, Tiger did it all the time. And you know, Brandon always said, that's what you want. That's what a pro golfer tries to do, is you play so well, you can take off events. You're like, you know what? I don't need to play in an elevated no cut event this weekend. I'm tired, or I just want to, you know, go on a vacation. It's my friend's wedding, whatever it is. Who cares? Yeah. Just got a grand slam. He's like, we're good.
Right.
But topic of live golf still. Did you guys see the Scott O'Neill presser? A bunch of just like running around in a circle. He's saying he's work like crazy to keep live alive past 2026. That's like a pilot coming on the intercom before you take off and says, we got enough fuel to get through like 3/4 of this flight. Maybe we got to start like, you know, Venmo me a couple bucks before we take off to fill the rest of the tank. It's like, not a great strategy. I think it's done fully.
Well, I don't know I don't know how this plays out, you know, Danielle or Moose, but like, when you're like the CEO of a sinking ship, like it's got to be tough. You're getting paid. He's getting paid a lot of money, and he's made a lot of money in his life. Trust me, and he'll continue to make money after live and doing something else. He's a brilliant guy, but that's got to be a tough spot.
Yeah, we're serving a great dinner tonight on the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. That's got to be
delicious.
Literally.
That's got to be a tough spot.
For sure. Well, Phil Mickelson withdrew from the PGA Championship, citing yet again personal health matter. Hope he's all right, everything. I don't know what's going on with him, but that now puts Max Homa in. But I do need to bring up a story. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was gold, of Kiz telling the story about Phil playing with him in the 2017 President's Cup. So for our listeners, Kiz was saying you essentially fill out a survey of who you want to play with and who you don't. And the only person he said, I do not want to play with, is Phil. But Phil has an astrologist and tells him about people's energy. And apparently Kiz was the only A+ energy.
Right.
So, you know,
it emanates from the belly.
It comes from the belly.
I was unaware of that.
He said, Phil said, face me with your belly every time I hit a shot. You know, you get your energy from your belly. And the B-roll that they laid over the interview, and he goes, even if you stick it out a little bit, Kiz is over there sticking out his stomach. And he said Phil played amazing. But I mean, just listening to that, and Kiz is a storyteller, so just watching that clip.
Great storyteller.
It was awesome.
Yeah. It should just be Kiz telling stories. That'd be a great show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And how about when he said, like, Phil comes up to me and says, "Now listen, when I make this 20-foot putt, we're gonna do
it.
this like
The Three
stupid
Three Amigos
belly
chest bump
dance, whatever
thing.
it was."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he makes the putt. Like to think of that mindset, like when I synced it was like Moose when we were at Old Palm. We're like, all right, you've seen the line. Now all you got to do is make it. And he makes the freaking putt from about 25, 30 feet. It's like one of those stories.
Oh, yeah.
We should have done
Phil's
the
a
Three
weird-
Amigos dance.
Literally. Phil's a weird cat, though. He's always with the coffee
So
and this
weird.
and that. I mean, he was an astrologist. Like, let's let that sink in for a
He's
second.
California,
miss
man.
Phil,
I mean,
man.
he's Southern California.
I miss Phil.
I do too.
Really
I miss
do.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too.
But I could keep going on with T forever. We'll wrap it with this last one. Jim Furyk, the Ryder Cup captain, out of all places, decides at the Kentucky Derby to announce that Stuart Sink and Justin Leonard have been named as vice captains. But kind of taken back a little bit. We're like watching the Derby, and I'm like, man, what the hell is Jim Furyk doing?
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's where we're making the announcement? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not exciting at all.
Well, it's an NBC event, and NBC does the Ryder Cup. So
but
not exciting at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
we talked about Justin last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. What's he got to do to be captain? I mean, some of these
Wear
guys
that shirt again.
are just considered. Yeah, right. Oh, those were hideous. Absolutely.
All right,
hideous.
good stuff, Danielle. Thank you. And we will move on to the Truist. I'll tell you why I liked the Truist a lot better last year.
Me too.
Yeah.
We
were there.
Man, we were out there. We were doing shows. Powers
We
had
were
us
out
all
there.
hooked up and set up on the course and Creator Classic and
Yeah.
man,
Paige.
Talking to Denny, talking to
Paige.
Paige.
Yeah, we actually met Paige this time last year. That's a big moment.
Wait,
in
was
our
it Harry
lives.
missing while we were talking? We were like,
Well,
where the
no,
hell-
I was kind of there, but I missed when you guys were sort of getting a little one-on-one action.
He was behind us.
I did
taking
not get any of
pictures.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's another signature event. It's a PGA Championship tune-up, if you say. You got no Scotty, who was a winner here 2 years ago, but Rory's in the field, and that's exciting. And
He owns this place.
Quail Hollow, the very storied history here at Quail Hollow to some degree. It was crazy what happened though last year, right? With cricket getting that at short notice and the way that happened, and now it's back.
Because Quail had the PGA.
Yep. What do you think about Quail, Harry?
Well, I mean, it's a big ballpark. It's really well liked, by the tour and by a lot of the players. Par 71, 7,583 yards. As George Cobb designed this way back in 1961. They've had a couple of renovations, but it's all about the green mile. When you have a segment of your golf course with a nickname, that's pretty cool. And the green mile is a 16, 17, and 18 finish. Always presents a lot of drama. And this is coming off of a drivable par 4 14th hole, which to me, a drivable par 4 is a must-have. You have one of those, you got drama, in itself. And then they have a reachable par 5 15th hole. Then they make the turn, back around. The wind will change, and they have a 529-yard par 4 with a blind tee shot over a hill with a huge bunker on the right and a tree that they've got to avoid. And then they go down to a green that has been moved out in recent years in the redesign, more towards the lake. It's right on the edge of the lake. There's a big bunker on the right-hand side, a really tough hole, a really difficult par 4. Then you go to a par 3 over water, and over water is not as devastating for pros as it is for us three.
Yeah.
I get that, but it's still, you can hit that green if you hit it in the wrong spot. And if the wind's blowing, the rain can run right off the green. And they've got, a big bunker in the front. It's 190 to 200 yards, depending where they put the tee. And then the par 4 18th, you come back again, the opposite wind. And they got that creek meandering all the way up the left-hand side, a big bunker on the right. And it's an uphill approach to a really difficult green guarded by bunkers. It's a terrific finishing hole. So there's always
Yeah.
drama in the
Bomber's
final couple of
paradise.
holes with this one. Yeah, it's a bomber's paradise. You tend to, if you can drive at 320 to 330 off the tee, you're going to have a huge advantage at this place. And there's a lot of those guys in the field, but it'll be great. It's always a great event.
You had a couple guys that skipped last week, like Xander, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Oberg, McIntyre. I actually went with Xander in the one and done.
Did you?
Yeah, I was going to keep him for a major, but I feel like with a week off, he was playing good, get some rest. Like I mentioned, well, no, I'm sorry, I wrote down Keegan, but I took that for next week for the PGA Championship after hearing him wax poetic about that golf course. But yeah, we see the line here with our friends at Betparx. You know what else? I also think I'm going to take him for a win is Patrick Cantlay. I know it's funny, but he's been hanging around, likes this place. And I could see him, getting the win here. Who do you guys like? Well,
I'm taking Rory in the one and done.
Okay.
Okay. I'm getting him out of the way.
Wow.
Yeah. I figured last year this was at a different spot. It was at the Truist. He finished T7 at at Cricket Club. So he was still on his his high from the Masters at that point. It took him a couple months to kind of get remotivated. We remember talking about that. I think that's all gone. Like Scotty's not in the field this week. It's Rory's. It's an easy spot for him to just retake control.
A couple weeks off.
He's won here three or four times. Yeah, he's rested. He just loves the place. I think there's no cut, so there's no pressing thing to get out to a lead. He can just sort of sit back, be off the pace like a horse racing term, and then shoot a 63 on Saturday, and all of a sudden he's right there on Sunday. I'm taking him. Adam Scott in the top 10. He's playing great golf. Had a great week last week. Especially a final round. He loves this place. And Sam Burns, I think, is going to be a guy that's going to emerge. If he drives it really well, he putts it great. This is a good golf course for him, and he needs a good week. I'll take him in the top 10.
Yeah, I actually like Ben Griffin too in the top 5. After playing well last week, you can get him at 700 in the top 5.
Yeah,
not super long with a driver, but
yeah.
Colin Morikawa withdrew.
Oh, really?
Is he?
Boy, he had such a good week last week.
He's seriously injured, Harry.
Oh, that's right.
I want to see how Rosie bounces back with his McLarens.
Not a good week for the debut week for the McLarens.
No.
He chirped. I had that in T2.
Oh yeah, no,
it didn't make it
very defensive.
Somebody gave him stats or something. He was just thumbs up, thanks for the stats. I'll take it into consideration next week or something like that. He was just thanks. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, great stuff. We will be live next week out at Jeffersonville. Really excited. I've never been to Jeffersonville.
Are you serious?
I swear.
Oh, you're gonna.
As much as we talk about it, I've never been. So I'm really, really excited to be there.
Nice.
Looking forward to being out there. Thanks again to our friend Tom Coyne. Make sure you check out Tom, Golfer's Journal, Sullivan County Golf Club, A Course Called Home, Adventures of an Accidental Golf Course Owner. Get your copy today. Support your local author. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Beautiful. Well, looking forward to seeing you guys in person next week. And don't forget, if you are listening, all you have to do is subscribe to our new YouTube channel.
Yes.
And you're entered to win a trip to Hammock Beach. Great trip. Includes a round of golf at the Ocean Course there, which is awesome. It's so simple. All you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get on there. Check it out. Hammock Beach is tremendous, and we'll get you out there. We're going to run it through Sunday of the PGA Championship, so make sure you get involved.
Great job, Moose.
Awesome.
Danielle. Good
Beautiful.
week.
See you next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.